Okay guys, welcome to my how to hold video. In this video we're going to be looking at Cobblestone, and we're going to be looking at the drop down area, the one between A and B, also known as Skyfall depending on what you want to call it. Drop from the T area apartments into the mid. So we're going to be looking at timings, angles, positions, grenade usages, pushing, and terraced after plant positions as well. So let's first define what area on the map we're looking at. So we're going to be looking at the center bottom area of the map between A and B on the CT side, which involves dropping down if you're a terrorist into this area, and we're going to be mainly looking at the drop down room itself. We will not be covering the B2, the drop down area, in this video. Now let's have a look at timings. We're going to look at CT timings and T timings as well, and the meeting angle. So, for counter terrorists to get to the bottom part of the drop down room, it takes them about 9 seconds for a good spawn. For terrorists to get there, it takes them about 11 seconds. However, counter terrorists can't really push unless they boost. That's going to take them about a couple more seconds, so expect them to be there when you boost, unless you do it really quickly, or pop a smoke. The meeting angle obviously is the drop itself. Now let's have a look at the angles. We're going to look at defensive angles and aggressive angles. So you can hold the drop itself, you can hold back a bit, you can hold the doorway to the right or to their left. You can hold the second doorway into that second room. You can hold the doorway on the left-hand sides as well, and out near the pillar. Now let's have a look at the positions. So we're going to look at aggressive positions, defensive positions, one kill positions, and AWPing positions. So you can hold right underneath the drop, in the second room, on either side, and then you can hold at the outside on the wall, by the tree, in the tree, at the rock, at the fountain, or at the chicken coop. You can also hold on the other side of the map, so you can hide at the little arch, outside of the arch, at the column, and behind the column. Let's have a look at these in-game. So this is the one underneath. This is a one kill position, and usually you can get flashed out, so this is probably the better position, but you can get picked really easily. It's a pretty good position. You can hold here, but that means you do actually give them the drop down room, so just be careful. Here, you can hold as well. You're actually pretty exposed, it's more of a one kill position. Here's a better position, but now you're giving them both the rooms. Tree's okay, but you can get shot from platform from here, so just be careful about that. Rock is pretty good, but again, you're giving them both rooms. Fountain is good. If you have someone watching platform, it's quite good. Chicken coop is decent if you've got someone watching platform, but you can actually watch both here. From here, you can hold from the left side, from here. You can hold out of the arch. This is pretty decent. You can hold back here, but then again, you're giving them free access to B site from here. And you can hold here as well, but again, giving free access to B site. AWP, you can hold from the fountain. Or chicken coop, really. You don't really want to hold it in the room. It's not a very viable gun at close distances. Now let's have a look at grenade usages. We're going to look at smoke grenades, flash grenades, and incendiary grenades. So smoke grenades aren't particularly useful here, unless you just want to delay them. They're not really going to push through the smokes. So that's really going to delay them, but it's a bit hard to use them to rotate out. So you're just going to smoke the top area. Just got to make sure you pop it close enough. If you pop it too far back, they'll just push through it, and they won't need to worry about it, because they know you can't be there, unless you're going to boost up, but that requires 2 people. So here you can smoke off the doorway, but this gives them access to the connector and the column area outside. So just be careful when you do this. Usually this is if you know they've already dropped down and you've got someone rotating from A already to help you out, so you can do it from outside on B as well. And then you can do it to the left of the tree. You can just smoke off this doorway. It doesn't really matter if you go up that second room. If you've already given up drop, it doesn't really matter if you go up that second room. And just hold the next angle back. From the rock here, you can throw a nice smoke. So a lot of these smokes is just going to be delay them and allowing your teammates to rotate in and allowing you to watch platform and splitting up their push. So fountain, again, you can do a smoke. Again, this gives up drop room complete control. So you don't want to do this off the bat. You do it only when you know they've got drop room. Maybe your guy in drop room died, or your guy in drop zone died, and so you then smoke it off to stop the push from both sides at once. So you can do this all the way back at Chicken Coop. You just got to make sure you get the angle right and make sure you don't hit the stairs. From the left side of the drop, you can do smokes as well. So this smoke here will stop them peeking it. This is actually a really good smoke, because that won't let them peek it at all. But it also tells them that there's nobody boosted. If you're kind of stuck here, you can throw a smoke to get out if you think they're there. This is probably usually better for retaking. You just pop a smoke there, and it allows you to get onto the B site. Here you can do one as well. Just want to pop one across there. This just stops people peeking through the arch to get you as you're crossing into the B site. It also stops them pushing that way. But it's almost better just to watch for that push. But you can do smokes from anywhere there to smoke that section off. So here's another smoke. This will actually smoke the second room, the doorway from drop to second room, but this can be smoked from the column. This is a decent smoke. It's pretty good if you know they're in drop down zone and you're rotating in, or you're going for a retake and you know there's one there, you can just smoke him out. Flashbangs can be kind of more effective. However, if they get flashed here, they're just going to fall back. So here they're almost for delaying, almost always, or just rotating yourself out. So if you're stuck there, they know you're there, flash out before they throw Molotov down there. So a bunch of flashes can be used, figure out the ones that are right for you. Some can be seen a lot easier than others, and some go a bit further. So this one goes a bit further. So this is a quite decent one. If there's a smoke there, it's going to delay them even more. But if there's a smoke there, it might not be very useful to flash unless you think they're going to push through it. So from the right hand side of the site, you can do it, or there to left. If you know they're in the room and you want to try to retake the room, you can throw a flash. This will also get people up on the drop. So if there's someone peeking that corner, pop a flash there. Underhand flash you can throw across here as well. This is if they've got the room and they're rushing. Just pop the splash, pick around the corner, kill them all. You can use the back wall as well. This one pops on top of the drop area. This one's decent. They can see that one coming, so just be careful. If you're outside stuck on the wall, you can throw a flash that hits the back wall. Most other flashes there won't work, so just use that one. If you're outside, you can just throw a flash in if you wish. This, if you throw it right, can get the drop room. If not, it will just get that second room. If you're behind the tree, you can throw a flash over it. This is quite nice. This one gets them if they're in the second room. So it's just going to slow down their push and allow you to maybe regain control of the second room. You can do a flash from tree that comes through the sky, or you can bounce one off to the right. Just make sure you're behind the tree when you throw the flash, otherwise you're super exposed. From the rock, you can just do a two-handed flash that flashes. This is quite nice. Or you can throw one through the roof as well. Again, figure out the one that works better for you, and make sure you practice it. If you're at fountain, you can do a two-handed flash over the top of the fountain. And then you can peek across, make sure they're not in the room. Or you can throw a flash straight in. This one's a bit more exposed, but it gets a bit further in. If you're at the chicken coop, you can throw a flash straight in. This is more of a delaying flash. It's super exposed when you're throwing it, and it's not particularly a good flash. But experiment with it. This flash might be better. You throw it over the top of the chicken coop. They can see this one coming if they're out, and it only affects them if they're at the door, but it's not too bad. Or you can use the wall to flash. Again, this one only really affects them if they're coming out of the door, but this one's not exposed at all. You can usually peek with it quite easily. If you're on the left-hand side, you can throw flashes up as well. So again, these are more delaying flashes, and for you to rotate the flash, for you to move position. They're not really going to net you a kill. This flash here is not really going to net you a kill again, but it will flash people here if you can get this closer. So if you're closer and you throw this flash, it can work well. If you do a two-handed flash here, this will flash people in the room quite nicely, mostly if they're coming through the arch there. If you're coming in as rotator, you can throw a flash inside hitting the arch. So this hopefully flashes anybody who's going to try to pick you if you're crossing. If you're close, you can throw a flash in as well. That lands pretty much in the same spot. So these flashes hopefully get them as you're rotating in, stop them killing you as you're rotating. So Incendiary is actually much more useful here, because that's going to stop anyone dropping, because they've got to run through the Incendiary then drop. So you can either throw them at the top, you can actually throw them at the bottom, so when they drop they land in them, they take less damage that way. So this one here stops them coming into the second room, but it does allow them to go through the arch. So you give up drop zone. So here, This isn't a bad incendiary. It burns off the second room. They won't come through the second room. But again, they can still go arch. So again, you can do the same from pretty much anywhere on the site. Tree, if you hit the top part and get it through the sky, you can get the doorway to the second room. It's quite good, but they will see where that one's coming from, so they may notice you're at tree, so maybe you throw that incendiary then drop down. So again, you can throw it from the rock as well, and from fountain. You kind of expose while throwing these, so just make sure you throw them before they come out, rather than in the middle of them coming out. Left hand side of the site, you can throw them at the top as well. So this stops people peeking you, forces them back, maybe takes them a bit of damage, slows down the push. If you're in the arch, you can throw one that they're going to have to drop onto. This is pretty good for delaying them, and if they don't notice it, they take a lot of damage. So you can do this from outside near the pillar as well. This one they can probably avoid unless they're going to come through the arch. They can go to the second room quite nicely. So let's have a look at pushing, benefits, and detriments. So there are three ways to push really. So you can push into the apartment if you only get boosted. You only can push if you get boosted. So you can push into the apartment here, and they're going to go scatter, or you can push onto the B platform, which can work well. You clear out B platform, and then everyone else rotates to A. It's quite easy to hold A with lots of people. So let's look at terrace afterlight positions. We're going to aggressive ones and offensive ones. There aren't many, there are only two here, so you can hold in the arch here, as I've been showing flashes to get rid of them, or you can hold in the second room, which is quite nice as well. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.